Hey guys, I'm gonna make a quick video on how to use ICMIZER. So first thing you could do is if you're looking at a chippy V spot early in the tournament, you can click here, click chippy V, and then go back here and you plug in the stack sizes. I usually keep it at this 5100 with 10 ante, and then I just like for the situation I put for 47 big ones, I put 4700. You can even do it like that to make it simple, but whatever. Um, so yeah, you go to the website. I guess first thing you do is click. You can download it, but I prefer to use the browser. Click Launch ICM. There's a button that shows Launch ICMIZER 3. Click that. Once you sign up, you pay everything. And in here, you adjust everything. Like you can adjust the number of players on the table, the blinds. And again, I just keep it at 5100 to be able to make it simple. I don't want to calculate. If it's 3000 here, I don't want to calculate what 47 big blind is. It's just a waste of time. And then you go here. So let's make this tournament with this payouts. Click here. This tab, custom tourney. Click ICM dollar EV, so you know how much you make, how many dollars your play is making, or cents. Then you click create to plug in the prize pool, and you just go through it and type, enter it all in here. 500, 340. Once you finish typing it, it starts, like once I start typing in it, it opens up the next box, but you can't do, you gotta start from the top down. Okay, then you click create new. You'll save that there. Now this spot I thought was close. I just thought, I wasn't sure how loose he is, if he's gonna make all those, king eight suited jams, jack ten off jams, queen jack off jams, king ten off jams, those types of jams. I wasn't sure if he did. I know he probably jams his ace x and pairs, probably induces kings plus. And also, I thought this guy was gonna call way too loose. He was a fish, and he's cold called a 3-bet, small 3-bet jam, but still, it was a 3-bet jam with deuces. Like on a final table, that's insane. So I don't think he's ever folding deuces here. I don't think he's folding. He might fold some ace x, but I don't really know. I'm gonna play around with it and see. I know ace jack off was close. If it's a soft final table, I've heard that rule where. Let's see. I already set this situation up here, so. Oh, sorry. I should say, yeah. This is sometimes unclicked. If it's not a final table, you don't need to click it. It stands for feature game simulation. What that means is it looks ahead a few hands to see how everybody plays in a few hands, to see how often other people will bust if they played GTO. And then it'll affect your strategy in this hand a tiny bit. But anyway, yeah. So, cancel. So they give you like a recommended one, three hands away, something like that. So here, calculate hero. So here, these are all dollars. So pair of sixes is losing 66 cents in this situation. Sevens is winning $1.61. Ace nine suited is barely, kind of break even, winning 7 cents. Ace 10 off. It's winning $2.46. That's, and then aces is winning a ton, $46. Some people, they use aces as a guideline, and then the threshold for hands they use are 10% of the equity that aces has. This is more just if it's a soft file table with some soft spots, people ICM punting, whatever, which it is basically on every single file table we make. There's going to be some players that punt and players that make mistakes. So what you would do to filter those hands out, or you just go here, 4.67. Or he's rounded 4.7. So if I don't change anything, he's jamming GTO, buttons overcalling GTO, and if I fold the buttons, the big line, sorry, big lines overcalling GTO, and also if I fold, he's also calling GTO. I think this is where, you know, you can set yourself apart. Some people might plug in some hand and look at it and say, okay, it's a call, that's it. But I don't think you should do that. I think you should really think about what they're jamming and what they're supposed to jam and what they're supposed to play. Like, I think there's zero chance he jams Queen 9 off, 8-7 suited, Queen 4 suited. I think there's just no way, really. The way he's been playing, I don't think he jams all these hands. I think he might jam something like this. So it just went from 29% to 25%. It's not a huge adjustment. I think people get all the ace X right. And also, I don't actually think he's jamming aces, which makes it should make me call looser. Aces and kings, I think those out. And he might raise fold a couple of these. Let's say it's just. Yeah, let's just take a couple out. So that'll make his range kind of. Just makes it different, but it shouldn't affect my calling range a ton here. So I call slightly tighter, but when you filter out anyway, it was all those marginal hands that now change. Oh wait, not. It's just I don't know what's going on here. The number went down, but it added in sixes now. I thought sixes was full. Anyway, another thing is we know that big blind's a fish, right? He's a loose fish. There's no fucking chance he's calling nines plus ace king. There's no way he's looking down at a pair of sixes, ace jack off, ace eight suited, king queen suited. I mean, it seems crazy, but he just isn't. I don't know. I'll do something like that and just see how much it affects my range. Doesn't affect it an insane amount, but makes the bottom of the hand, the range kind of spots more of a fold. So you can see that it'll change that. And another thing too that will change my range is if I fold, and I know this guy's too loose, you want to check what happens when you fold, because that affects your range. It doesn't make that much sense at first, but like when you fold and they battle out against each other a ton, then you should call much tighter. Or if I'll look at the other extreme example, if you fold and you know the big blind's a super knit, then you gotta call a bit looser here. Even if he has the same jamming range and he doesn't pick up on the fact that big blind's a knit. Yeah, let's look at both extreme examples. So let's say he's a complete knit, because we'll come across these players like jacks plus ace king. Oh, actually I should show you this too. Once you have a range, you could hold it and drag it over. So let's see how much looser I should shove. It doesn't affect my range too much. I should just, it's actually the same basically. Anyway, but now let's go back to what my read was, that he's calling way too loose. Something like that. You know, when he calls too many, it should make me want to, I don't know. Does it make you want to call ace jack? I don't know how to fix it. So there, when I adjusted a little bit, just a tiny bit, ace jack off is still a call. But, yeah, you know what, and that actually seems pretty reasonable. So in this situation, ace jack off might be, oh wait, did that included the 2% thing after I folded, didn't it? No, so yeah. Ace jack off is a fold, eights plus, ace jack suited plus. And the last thing to make this super accurate, I want to say that he's going to call super wide versus a jam. I mean, I really think he's calling deuces threes too, but let's just say something like that. Play it safe. Then yeah, whatever. It doesn't. Ace jack off. It's just a fold. Eights plus ace jack suited. Ace queen off. The only thing is, I don't know if I should follow this rule. I'm on 7 big blinds, so if I say like 5% of equity of aces, I think that's probably fair, or just take every spot, just because this exact spot, when I'm on the button, there's a really good reg on the big blind. When I'm in the cutoff, there's a good reg in the big blind. And when I'm in the small blind, there's this guy who's too loose, so I can't jam as loose as ICM. I have to be a little bit tighter. I'm not gonna have the greatest spots. Um, if this guy's a net, and the button's a net, I'm gonna get a lot of spot time, like get a lot of jam spots through. Then maybe I should follow that rule, pass a bit, but I don't know. That part I'm not too sure about. I just heard that 10% rule. Nobody clarified at what stack depths or whatever they stopped using that. But anyway, let's continue. I want to show you some more examples here. So when you have like a multiple, say you're on the final 2 tables and you have a spot, and you have a screenshot of the lobby, you could plug in every person's stack size, and then, put in the same. You just play the hand as usual, and it will spit out a range for you. If you want to, how do I do this? If you want to do a PKO, I think I don't see the option here. I think you actually have to go back here and choose a PKO option. So just go here. You can just pick one if you already have it. They have some custom ones there. Or you can also create a new one and then put a progressive knockout. And you plug in all the info. But let's just use, we play a lot of smaller ones on these sites. Let's see what we have here. They have some 90-man PKOs, I think, as an option. Here, let's use this. So we use that, we go here, and then we plug in different situations. And also, I'll show you some stuff you can use. You can solve for rejam ranges. So say the chip leader raises, what do I rejam here in the small blind? It's a PKO. So he's calling every single hand he raises. We can also see how wide he's supposed to raise. So maybe it's like, since he covers everyone, maybe it's like 30%. I don't know. Even though he's in early position. So PKOs take much longer. How long is this video? I think it's getting too long, eh? 14 minutes. Yeah, you know what, let's do that. We'll go back to that another time. Let's go back to the night turbo. Night turbo freeze. And now let's look at situation, not for my stack, 'cause I'm so short anyway, it's not that fun. Let's say this guy min raises, this guy folds. What do we push? You put, oh, sorry, wait, no. Hijack min raise. So you click here, you remains, you can change the size. And then you, ICMIZER. Looks like there's a knockout button there. So maybe that's a simpler way to change things. So next I want to show you these these spots where I min raise, a guy jams. So a guy limped, I min raise, a guy jams. What do I do here? What's my range? I think there's some really good players, they limp range when there's some shallow stacks around. This isn't really one of those situations. Like, this guy's 14 big blinds. I think his range is kind of capped. I don't think he's trying to trap, but it's hard to say. Oh. Holy, it's gonna take a while. So that was one of the spots, and then this was a rejam spot. I was gonna show you that. Just a rejam spot, but this is the exact same thing. And here's just another PKO spot. What to ISO with an all in. It's a spot I haven't actually checked yet, so that's good to. It'll be good to check that. I think I'll just have to do Chippy V for this. Anyway, ICM makes me sound like a nit, but really, first place is still the most common position I finish in, and I think it's the same for any good players or decent players. I think I haven't checked my pocket fives in a while, but it was like first place 150 times, and then second place 110 times, third place around 100 times. It's something like that, and you just gravitate towards first place naturally. If you're a good player, you'll play heads up, get heads up against worse players often. Heads up, I think I'm pretty good, very exploitative. I study that quite a bit. The way I think about it is, when you do get heads up, that's where most of the money is won or lost. So you want to be really good at heads up, and then also you want to be really good at ICM too, because some people say it's bullshit, whatever, but I mean, it's been proven, right? It's where you make the money. So yeah, we can jam something like this, but again, it's kind of, it doesn't look that good when you see it filtered for like that ace rule. Then it looks like a reasonable range. 9s plus ace queen, king queen suited. It all depends. If he's opening too often, you can no lock him to, he's like whatever. He's just aggro guy. He's not aware of the situation. Hijack. You've seen him raise deuces under a gun on 20 big blinds. He's not adjusting his stack. I mean, his range based on stack sizes. So anyways, let's say something like that. It's roughly the same calling range. Then you can jam pretty crazy ranges. But sorry, how do I redo this? Oh, here, reset locks to put everything back to GTO. So now you want to keep this. Let's just round it up to 3. You want to look at this spot, and again, see if you have any reads. Is the big blind of fish? Is he gonna? Rejab too tight, too loose. This situation, I don't actually think. Because the fish was not. I don't think he's gonna aggressively rejam. So I shouldn't change my strategy much. If I push small blind, supposed to call queens plus ace king. Maybe he's gonna call a bit looser than that. Let's say something like that. Let's see if it affects me much. Not really. And the big blind queens plus. Sure, let's say that's what it is. But I think no, in this situation, big blind is that fish guy actually. Sorry, but no, he's the last guy. Fuck. Whatever. Anyways, you get the point. That's how you do a rejam range. Now let's see what this PKO is. Oh no, okay, that's just like that's nothing to do with that's nothing to do with knockouts. That's just if you want fast or precise answers. So now let's look at this spot here. Plug that in. So I'm gonna go back. It's kind of like a chippy V spot, even though there's still a bit of ICM. Must be half the field gone, something like that. So what we got here? Let's plug in these ranges. Wait, I think we're 8-handed. Doesn't matter that much. It's just kind of for the antes. These stacks don't really matter either. So hijack 963. I'm here for. No, actually, I'm gonna keep it. I think 10 is the starting bounty. So I don't need future game sim. For chippy V spots, you don't need that. Oh shit. Actually, I forgot to click chippy V. There we go. So now in this situation, I read that big blind's a fish. I think he's going to call too loose. And this guy has 25 PKO. You might call too loose also. People in general just call too loose versus these jams. I think. Depends how loose they'll say we should be. So here, let's see, we're supposed to push. I think there's no chance. That's insane. That seems so loose. Like 8 suited, 10 pigs. Let's say he does do all of these. I don't know. Maybe not all of them. So I think this becomes a clear fold of 5 plus 8. And once they might call so loose that it might make a hand profit. I'm not too sure. So it does widen, but no, it doesn't do anything, does it? Yeah, you play around with it, but I reset it. This is the kind of range you want. If you want to do that whole 95, the edge pass thing, 6s plus 8s, 9 suited plus 8s and off plus king suited. Seems like a pretty reasonable range. I thought king 9 suited was close, I guess, in this, but it doesn't seem like it. Especially when he's jamming tighter. Yeah, it becomes a pretty tight range. 6s plus 8s and suited, just ace 10. 6s plus 8s 10, no king queen, and that's pretty fair because a lot of these ranges are pretty ace heavy. They don't jam the suited kings as much, offsuit kings as much. All right, so that's pretty good. I guess one more thing I could show you is if you have a collection of final table hands, or I don't know, I don't really have the replayer actually. I think you can paste multiple hands. Yeah. Okay. Oh shit, do I have poker track? Yeah, I do. So go, you go find a tournament. Just a quick one. Let's just test it out, do one with a bunch of hands. How do I don't know how to copy it. Here. I guess you'd have to extra. Yeah. Alright, that I'm not too sure about. You can watch the tutorials. It might have been. It might have taken too long to do. But you can copy paste a hand like that, I guess, and then. You get the idea. Alright.